Hey everyone, so the last time we left off, we was trying to push our code to BitBucket. We had made our about page, we made the contact page, and the home page, which is the index.html. And just to give you a quick reminder of what this looks like, I'm going to paste in the path to the file. We had the home page, we had the about page, and we had the contact page there. We can go back to home, obviously. So what I want to do is I want to upload my code from here to BitBucket. So first you have to sign up for BitBucket. You can go to bitbucket.org to sign up for that. And after you do that, you should come to a page that looks something like this. Yours will be empty. The very first thing you want to do is you want to click here at the top. And then you want to go down to personal settings. I'm going to tell you why we're doing that in a little bit. After that, you want to go to @passwords. So, whenever you store your code in BitBucket, there's security around it. So, what you need to do is create a temporary password. So, I'm going to create a password, and then I'm going to give whoever uses this password access to pretty much everything. So, I'm going to check all of these boxes. So, let me check everything here, and I'm gonna give it a label. I'm just gonna say my password, and this label can be whatever you want. I'm gonna create this, and then we should see a pop-up show. Here's the pop-up right here. I'm gonna copy this because we won't see this password again. So I'm gonna copy this, and I'm gonna paste that. Let me just paste that notes.txt. I'm going to paste that right here just for my reference. Now, if I go down here and I open up the terminal, if I do a git status to see the current status, I can see the only thing I changed was this note.txt. I'm not going to add this or anything like that. I just wanted to put that here. And I wanted to also make sure all of these files were being tracked, like they're inside of a snapshot before I send it up. So let me close this. I'm gonna click here for BitBucket now to go back to the home page, and now I'm going to actually go to create my repository. So go to this button, this create button. So you click that, and whenever this loads, you click here to click a repository. And a repository is basically a place where you store your code. You want to click this drop down here, this project drop down. Now, in here, yours will be empty. You just say create new project, but I already have two, so I'm going to select this one here. Basically, all of you can have multiple repositories under the same project. So it's basically like a top level sort of category, so to speak. You also have to give the repository a name, and I'll just name this Git Intro because we was getting an introduction to Git. I'll keep everything else the same, and I'll press create repository. Okay, so after I create this repository, now I have to link this to what I have here. I want you to notice and just ignore what I'm doing right now. So I did a little messing around with this before, so I had to go back to my original state. But yours at the bottom, you can see here, it should say master at the bottom. Now what this means is the code that's currently here is in a place called master. Right now, master is basically a branch or a place to store your code. You can have different instances of your code. You can have as many instances as you want. Right now, this instance is called master, and this is like basically where the main code will go. Now, in order to create another instance of your code, and these instances can be used for your teammates to sort of like collaborate, and we'll talk about that more on Sunday. But in order to create another instance of the same code, you want to run this command. You want to run git checkout -b and then the name of whatever instance this currently is. I'm just going to name this class example, right? So we run a git password, we run a git keyword, and what we want to do is we want to check out, or we want to switch to this branch. And this -b, it literally means that we want to create a new branch or a new instance of your code. So I'm gonna press enter, and at the bottom it switched to class example here. We were just on master, now it says class example. Now we have another instance of our code. All of this code is still in this instance. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this code up to BitBucket here. If I click master here, this is the master branch. When I push that code up, we're going to see our class example branch come to this drop down list. So in order to push up our code, we want to run git push. And when I run this, it's going to say basically the current branch class example has no upstream branch. What that literally means is that there is no class example branch here. This is the upstream where we're uploading our code. So because there's no class example, what we have to do is run this command, and this command sets an upstream to class example. Now if I paste that in, right, now it's going to tell me that, let me see, it says @passwords are recommended for most use cases. It's basically waiting for us to use our password, this password right here. Now what I want to do first, to tell BitBucket that we're going to use this password for this BitBucket, first I have to link our local code or our code on our computer to BitBucket itself. And let me see if I already linked something. And I did already link something. Don't worry about what I'm writing right here. Just undoing what I did earlier. So when I run this git remote command, if nothing shows up, basically this is not linked to anything. There is no remote place for us to push our code. This being the remote place, BitBucket. In order to make this BitBucket the remote place, I have to click this button, clone, and then I have to copy the URL, just the last part of this URL here. And then you want to go back here. In order to add the remote, we want to do git add remote, and we can name this whatever we want. I'm gonna name this origin because it's always origin by convention. Then I'm gonna paste in the URL. So git is literally adding a remote place for us to put our code, and we're naming it origin. If I press enter, let me see, it says remote did not match any files. Oh, actually I think I put this in the wrong order. I think it's git remote add origin. So git remote add origin. Let's see, and if I do git remote, we can see that origin is now linked. So again, run it like this: git remote, and we're going to add something called origin, and this can be whatever you want. Just name it origin by convention, and we paste it in the URL right there. And if I did, and when I ran git remote, we can see that origin is now connected. Now if I press the up key and I run that push command again, this one here, we'll press enter, and now it's asking me for the password. So I'm going to copy this password back here, and I'm going to paste that into here. I press enter. Now we can see that our code is now being tracked online. If I go back here and click this drop down, now I can see class example right here. If I click that, we can see all of our code in this spot right here. Now, one other thing that I want to show you is what this command actually is. So the reason we even had to go through all of these steps is because what we initially did was put our code here and then linked it and then pushed our code up. But we can do this another way, and this other way is a lot easier. So I'm gonna go back to BitBucket, right? I'm going to say create repository, right? And I'll just press this, and I'll say example 2, press create repository. Okay, whenever this loads, I'm gonna press this clone button. So instead of starting our code out on our computer, I'm going to directly link it to our computer before I even start any code at all. And that's literally just copying this full line, not just the URL like before, but the full line. And you can press this button here to copy the whole thing. So now that I copy that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up my terminal here, right? I'm going to CD to my desktop, and I want you to see something actually. When I press enter, well, I'm gonna paste in what I just copied, git clone, and then that URL. When I press enter, you're gonna see a folder pop up on my computer, on my desktop. Press enter, you see example 2 popped up here. I'm gonna open this up in VS Code. Let's see. Let's move this one to the side. This should be exactly what we have online. We can see that we have that git ignore file here. What I'm going to do now is open up this folder. I can literally drag and drop everything that we worked on in class into that folder. I'm just going to drag and drop everything here minus notes.txt. Drag that there. So now everything is inside of the examples 2 folder, and we can see it popped up here, and we can see that also these are untracked, and we can tell from the terminal as well. I'm going to run git status, and we can see that these files are all untracked. So in order to track them, I'll do git add dot to add everything. If I run git status again, we can see that these changes are now ready to be committed, which means that we're now ready to make a snapshot. To do that, I want to do git commit, because this is committing our changes, -m to put a message, a quotation mark, and I'm going to say moving our basic project to new folder, right? And we'll press enter. If I run git status again, we can see that now we're working with a clean tree, which means that everything is tracked. That snapshot was actually saved. Right now it's saved to our computer. To put it up online, because if I go here, we can see that it's still not up online. We can see that this is the master branch also, which you notice that. And down here we can see that this says master. And we can also see that it's master by running this command, git branch. And we can see master here. But either way, in order to save this, we run git push. That's how we save code online. Press enter, and it now pushed all of our code successfully. If I go here and then refresh, we can see all of our code is here. All of our code is right here. We have the master branch, and let's create another branch. Git checkout -b. I'm going to name this branch develop. Develop is another standard branch name, and I'll tell you more about that on Sunday. I switched to the develop branch. Let's say I wanted to delete, let's say the about page. Actually, let's add another page. Actually, let's add gallery.html. Let's actually put that. Let's put that here as well. So we'll say gallery page. right? And we'll have gallery.html and gallery here as well. Copy that, and I'm going to paste that on the rest of these. Save that. Just put that on the contact page as well. Save that and put it on the about page. So now we can navigate to the gallery page. The gallery page has to have the home page as well. So let's copy this and put that here. Okay. And if I go back to my browser here and then refresh, okay, this is a whole nother folder. So let me X that out. I'm going to go to index.html, copy path here. Let me open this up, paste that. You can see it here. You can see the gallery right here. I misspelled gallery, obviously. Let me fix that. So we have the gallery page also. We got all of the other pages there. Looks like one of these pages don't have the gallery, but either way, we made changes to our develop branch. If I do a git status, we can see that we have a bunch of untracked changes. All of these are untracked, and this is untracked as well, except for this is the only new file that we added, which is why they're separated this way. I'll just do a git add all. Run that git status. Everything is now being tracked, ready to be committed, aka I'm ready to have the snapshot saved. In order to save the snapshot, we do a commit with a message, and I'll say adding gallery page, enter, and I'm going to push my code with Git Push. And obviously the develop branch is not currently online right now. The only thing we have here is the master branch. We don't have develop. So running Git Push is going to give us access to the actual command that we have to run. If I run that, now if I go back here and open this up, we can see develop. So master does not have a gallery HTML. If I go to develop, now we have a gallery.html, and we can even see the same thing here. Let's say I wanted to switch back to the master branch. Right now, if I do git branch, I can see that I'm on the develop branch. To switch to the master, I'll do git checkout master. Now before we were doing git checkout -b. When you do the -b is when it was like git checkout -b master or whatever the branch name is. When you do that -b, that means you want to create a branch. Now going to an existing branch, you just do git checkout and then a branch name. We'll press enter, and now we switch to the master branch, and now we don't see the gallery page at all. It is here, but we can see that it's crossed out. The only thing we have is this code here. Now if I switch back to develop, you can see the gallery page is now showing up. So I just wanted to show you that to show you that yeah, we're able to, and this is spelled it's misspelled as well. We're able to have different instances of the same code, and because of this, we're able to have different developers work on this code at the same time. Now I'm going to save all of my changes again because I updated all of that, and actually let me do another update. This gallery page does not have to have a link to itself, and each of these have 3 links, which is what I want. I'm gonna do a git status, all these untracked changes, git add all with the dot. We want to commit the changes, or say updated pages and fixed misspelling, and I'll do git push to push our changes. And since the develop branch is already there, we don't have to run that complicated command that we ran before. So just doing git push by itself pushed up all of our code. Now if I go here, and then go inside of gallery.html. Remember, we had corrected, we had removed the gallery anchor tag here. We should only now see 3 things in this file. It says 4 things, but let me refresh. Let me just be sure. If I do a refresh, we can see that there's only 3 anchor tags, and it's a good thing we saw that 4th one, so you can see that it was actually changed. So just make sure you do your refresh. To go back to the code, we want to press source here. The source brings us back to the home page. Open this up. We got a master and develop branch, and if we wanted to create another branch, obviously we can do a git checkout, and then let's say I don't know, testing, whatever. Checkout -b, because it's a new branch. Testing. This brings us to the testing branch. If I wanted to push this testing branch up, I'll run that, and because this is new, we have to run this command here. And now if I open this up, testing is now here. Like I said, you can have a lot of different branches, and the branch names can be whatever you want. Master is normally the branch that that we use for like the actual code, like your website or app or whatever exists on master. And develop is like a branch you sort of use to test out your code before you put it into master. We'll talk more about that on Sunday. I hope this video helped. There was a lot of examples here. And I'll see you all on Sunday. All right, bye.